Hey there, YouTube family. Welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. There's a couple hours left in this trading day, and there are some very important things I want to cover with you guys today. I want to go over some stocks we've covered in the past. I want to recap and just talk about these news events and how they could potentially impact the market for the rest of the month, how it's going to impact the FOMC meeting that we've got on the 21st and the 22nd, as well as the CPI and the PPI, how that data is going to impact the market. These markets have pulled back, and there are some strong technical warnings of bearishness that the market is giving us right now. But we can see anything happen because these events with the Fed that are right around the corner could absolutely cause the markets to skyrocket. One thing is absolutely for certain, and that's we're going to begin to see that increased volatility that I've been talking to you guys about. When the market was calm and the VIX was beneath 20, even down at 17, I brought it to you guys and said that this is the calm before the storm, and that's exactly what happened. This last week, we saw the VIX skyrocket and take off. I think we're entering now into a little bit of a cool off day today and then possibly even tomorrow. But I think we're going to see another spike up. So there's a lot to be looking at. Stocks, crypto, volatility, and news stories, banks crashing. It's a big day in the market. So I'm going to try to break it down one by one. Before I begin, thank you guys for already hitting the like. If you need to get an insight into these markets, then hit the subscribe and the all YouTube notification bell. I'd like everybody to celebrate with me. This small page that I began barely less than a year ago hit 50,000 subscribers in an extremely down market. I think that shows that we are building a community on YouTube, and I love it. We've got a great chat group over on Moomoo, and I love that community as well. For me, this has been an extremely positive experience from beginning to end. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and as I press in to my own trading and I'm able to bring insights and technicals to you guys, I'm getting stronger. So it's a blessing to me as well. All right, so recap. Obviously, there was blood in the streets on Thursday and Friday. Crypto was crashing, and all that same FUD began to flow back into YouTube and back into the pundits on CNBC. Everybody's saying it's over, it's going to crash. I began to read the news articles. In the midst of that chaos, I told everybody it's time to buy. I actually told everybody I was going to begin to up my weekly purchases by 10x. And to be honest with you, I wish I bought more because the technical foundation, the technical areas of support that I've identified in past videos, they hit all of those areas of support and they bounced. And you know what? It's an indication to me that, as I've said before, that extremely bearish narrative on crypto moving forward is perhaps the wrong direction. I am not saying in this video that we will not go back and test 18,500 on Bitcoin. I believe that that's very, very likely. But what I am saying is that the 15,500 Bitcoin bottom that we saw in the previous months, I'm saying that that's the bottom. I'm saying that I'm wiping the idea of a 12K, 10K Bitcoin out of my immediate point of view on the charts. It's technically possible, but the markets may not give it to you. So we're accumulating right now. Today, I did a live with Larry. I've shared a lot of my insights on crypto over on his video. Go check that out. But I'll just simply tell you that I was selling the rip today. That's what you need to be mindful. If you do not buy it when it's crashing and you think that you can get it later, you're going to end up paying a lot more for it. Bitcoin was right at 21K here for a number of days, and bam, it's back up to 24K. And we're going to see more and more of that. And so when you're given these opportunities to take a position, to enter in, and you don't take them, you're just going to end up FOMOing later. You're going to end up buying at a much higher price. I knew that Polygon matic under $1, come on, that's a gift from the market. Now, anytime that we get Polygon matic under $1, I'm going to be buying thousands. Right now, if it stays above $1, I'm just going to keep my weekly purchases going. I'm going to increase them in the range between $1 to $1.05, $1.05 to $1.10, and I will decrease them as we get over $1.20 and $1.30. But it's not the only signal the market's giving us. Let me go over some important points today. I'm just going to read a couple important articles to you that I think everybody needs to be paying attention to. Stock market internals are pretty bearish. even as the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ rise. The gains seen in the big three stock market indexes aren't telling the real story, as market breadth data suggests the stock market is actually suffering a broad sell-off. And so you've got to just be mindful. Even though you're seeing these bounces, we're going back to the narrative that we saw in 2022 where you sell the rip. Okay, so if you weren't a buyer on the dip, you don't want to be a buyer on the rip. That's when smart money is going to be unloading and selling. I got a quote today. Mark Mineravini posted something today, and I want to read that to you guys. He said that with last week's decline came an uptick in volatility. We will not experience a sustainable, easy dollar uptrend or a new bull market until volatility gets below the lowest levels achieved during this bear market. So I just want to make a very strong point there. Mark Mineravini is one of these day traders that has beat the market. He's turned Wall Street into an ATM. He puts his debit card in, he takes cash out every single day. And he just made a very clear prediction. He said that we will not be in a sustained bull market until we get below the lowest level of volatility that we saw in 2022 and 2023, which I'm going to go by memory, was just beneath $17 on the VIX. So right now we have spiked up. I believe that we're going to pull back. I think things are going to calm down a little bit. And then I think we're going to have some more volatile days ahead. I think Mark Mineravini is pointing everybody back to volatility. I have understood it for a long time that those who trade volatility, they really are the smart money. That's why I'm trying to talk to you guys about it. That's why I'm trying to teach you guys about volatility and how we keep an eye on it, because we want to be the smart money. So we cannot be taking large positions on green days, thinking that things are going higher. We need to be watching volatility. When volatility comes down, that's when the market can go higher. When volatility is spiking, we need to be mindful that the market is preparing for more volatility and larger drops. I want to briefly touch on Janet Yellen. She came out over the weekend and said there's going to be no bailout for the financial industry. But then they turned right around, got together with the Fed, and they've created a bailout. So they basically come off and said, you know what, we will protect, we will give a safety net to essentially the banks again. Here's the big news that we need to take away. I'm going to read this to you guys. Stocks advanced Monday as traders assessed a plan to backstop all the depositors in failed Silicon Valley Bank and make additional funding available for other banks. Some bet that the financial shock could cause the Federal Reserve to pause interest rate hikes. The Fed also said it is creating a new bank term funding program aimed at safeguarding deposits. The facility will offer loans of up to 1 year to banks, savings associations, credit unions, and other institutions. So what they're doing is they're basically going to lend money to the institutions to enable them to be able to provide their depositors with the ability to withdraw funds. So it's meant to be a stabilizing influence. But here's the big point, the massive point. We have, as I said before, we've got the CPI coming out tomorrow. We've got the PPI coming out Wednesday. We have the FOMC and the rate hike coming the 21st and the 22nd of this month. And what this whole event with the banks has caused is it's caused a lot of speculation on Wall Street that the Fed may go back and begin to pivot back towards being less hawkish, being more dovish, that he needs to be careful because of how these two banks and these additional banks have begun to unwind. He needs to be extremely careful not to put pressure on the financial industry to create some sort of a capitulation moment. In essence, he needs to be careful not to do what Silicon Valley Bank did, which was to think that they were stronger than they really were, only to find that there was a run on the bank. The Fed needs to be careful that he doesn't underestimate how afraid people are right now, how high the fear is right now, and create and be insensitive to what's going on in the financial institutions and create even a larger scale run on the banks. And that's also what fed into crypto. Some people are speculating. They say, hey, I'm going to take my money out of the banks. I'm going to put it on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at all-time lows. Perhaps it's safer for me to put it into Bitcoin, put it on a cold storage wallet, than for me to leave it over at a bank where I'm never going to get it out and I have no access to it. That was another big point in my video yesterday. Access. People want access to their money. People don't want to be in that position. They want to control their own future, their own money, their own timeline. Real quick, let me pause before I give you some specific technicals on a couple stocks and the market as a whole. If you need better trade tools, there's a link in the top pinned comment to the Moomoo investment app. They're offering up to 17 free stock for opening and funding an account. You can click on the link to get the exact details of the offer. I use Moomoo every day, and I host a chat group there called Stock Josh Fam. I love and salute the members of the chat. Moomoo's got great trade tools, great news, a great earnings calendar, and I truly enjoy the app and use it every day to do research. It's become part of my everyday norm in trading. So if you were interested in getting better trade tools, then go click the link in the top pinned comment. You can start investing today, and then you can come find the chat group that I host over there. Okay, I want to briefly talk about Alibaba, Tesla, and the S&P 500. I said I'm going to give you a clear prediction. I told everybody on the Saturday and the Sunday video that we had to watch what the market did Monday and Tuesday, because this is exactly what I expected the market to do. It was dramatically oversold and it's bounced. Now, we could still be bouncing, and so there could be setting up an opportunity to get into trades like the SQ, QQ, and to buy puts, because the market could be setting up for another big drop, especially because we're facing the PPI and the CPI data reports that we've got this week. So watch carefully to see that the SPY closes above 388 today. We need to see a solid close above that. And I'm going to say very little bit about BABA. You know that I am bullish on BABA. I am still bullish on BABA. I am like a pit bull. I've got my teeth in that trade, and I'm not going to let go. I see very clearly a head and shoulders inverse pattern forming on BABA. It could come back and hit $78 or slightly above that to complete the full structure of the inverse head and shoulders pattern. When you see an inverse head and shoulders patterns on the bottom of a chart that's been in decline, it typically signals the bottom and a major longer term reversal pattern going forward. I said in one of my videos that you are not going to be able to get Alibaba underneath $100 forever. You're not going to be able to, it's not going to stay there. And I think that we are very close to seeing an extremely strong setup pattern on the charts for Alibaba. It could go as low as $78. If you decide to get in around $78.23, you could put your stop loss right beneath $78, maybe at $77.50. I have been in and out of the trade because I've gotten in. I enjoyed one nice little pop-up when it pulled back into the $88 range and then went up into the 90s. I got one little pop-up and was able to get out. And then another one, I had a stop-loss trigger. And now I'm waiting for it to come down a little bit more. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this like a hawk because I've traded BABA before, and there's really big gains, I believe, that we're on the cusps of making. For me, this is exactly like when I called BABA down to $58. For me, the new $58 is $78. You guys have been advised. I want to comment briefly on Tesla. I called it from being under $200, $1.96. I said that we were going to get down to the support level of $171. We've seen that happen. It flashed beneath it, and now it's closed up above it. So we are, in my mind, leads me to believe that Tesla, that was the place to buy. And you got down to 171. That's when you started buying the stock and or the call options. And now I think we're going to be enjoying a bounce. So we have completed the trade range that I gave you guys. Now, you have to use a stop loss right now because I am simultaneously telling you guys that we are in a declining moment. Volatility is not low enough to sustain a rising market, but we are going to see individual stocks and cryptos take off like a rocket. They're going to hit support and they're going to go higher. Now, how high they go, that we'll have to wait and see, but they're definitely going to bounce off these levels, and we're going to have these rip your face off bear market rally moments. I think that's what we're seeing right now. We're a market in decline, but we're getting a rip your face off bear market rally to knock out the bears. It was a bear trap. Bears are getting slaughtered. And I think we're going to then turn around and be given more opportunity for us to buy a little bit later. But some of these stocks are going to bounce just like BABA, just like Tesla, just like we saw in crypto. All right, guys, that is it for today. As much as I could give you, I'm sorry for another long video. I hope this was helpful. Give me some feedback in the comments of what you guys are trading, what information that you think you would like me to expound on. As always, I appreciate the likes that I get. Thank you for getting me to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you for joining me on this journey and letting me be part of your journey. And go ahead and hit subscribe if you've made it this far to the video and you're not subscribed, and hit the all YouTube notifications bell to officially be part of this daily conversation on stocks and crypto. Peace and blessings, my friends. We'll see you in the next video.